Jennifer, can you give us, holidays are coming up, and which there can be highs and lows with that, together with family. Can you give us maybe one holiday tip or trick when dealing with either a dementia loved one or being a dementia caregiver yourself?
I can, because I just went through this with somebody who was devastated. She had planned this beautiful Halloween for her and her mom. Her mom's in the middle stages of FTD, so that's frontal temporal dementia. So it has a tendency to affect behavior and personality more. And mom was just not a nice person. And she was devastated. And I said, this is going to be tough love to hear, but I've gone through this. The holidays can be super overwhelming. You've got blinky lights and music. It gets dark sooner. I mean, take a step back and view your home, restaurants, every place decorated up for the holidays. It is super overwhelming. And if your brain is processing things slower, which is what happens, you know, it's like a fire hose of stimulation. And so it would not be hard to understand why they would react badly, get agitated, you know, just all the negative things. So keep that in mind. Keep, you know, interactions, you know, you might have to have smaller family gatherings, more of them, shorter, spaced out. Give them a place where they can go, get away from the chaos, because we know the holidays are chaos. No matter how quiet they are, they're still chaos. Sure. And when they get into the later stages, it is okay for you to have your own celebrations. Like I went, so my mom's last Christmas, I didn't know it would be the last Christmas. I had finally started listening to guests because they kept saying, you're doing the visits too long. That's why they don't end always real nice. So I thought, okay, I picked my mom up in my car, drove from the memory care around the building to the assisted living dining room, the main entry. We walked in, we had a beautiful lunch. They had fantastic food. I gave her one gift. She was thrilled. We had a nice conversation. I put her back in my car, drove back around the building, escorted her into the memory care, gave her a big hug, told her I loved her. Wonderful memory, right? And then I could have Christmas with my family and friends and not feel guilty, because my mom did not know it was Christmas. Trying to involve her on a day when, you know, you're trying to make your own memories, you're trying to have your own traditions, you're trying to have special times, and you're dealing with this person who's confused and overwhelmed, you know, it's just, it doesn't work. And so you either have to find a way to keep them calm and feeling happy, or you just have to separate traditions and holiday, you know, when you do your things. Because the next week I did the same thing with my mom, but I picked her up. We went to my Rotary meeting where the high school choral group sang, which was beautiful. And I took her to the downtown park where they had probably 30 or 40 Christmas trees decorated from each business. So they were all super unique. Worst memory possible, because she literally looked like a whipped puppy. I mean, we were the only two people in the park. We're outside, so there wasn't lights and noise and chaos and confusion, but she just looked so unhappy. And that's one of my last memories. It's like my mom amongst all these beautiful Christmas trees looking like I beat her with a stick. It's like, you don't want to do that. So my mistake was
overstimulation.
Too much stuff in one day. And, you know, having these high hopes, you know, it's
and I
tough.
think that's great final advice, Jennifer, on how people can plan to live well, right? Going into the holidays, let's maybe even lower expectations and give yourself some grace. Think about what might overstimulate the care recipient and keep that in mind when planning these events. And it's okay to take time with just your immediate family. Maybe that's your spouse, your kids, if you're caring for a parent, but being able to have almost these times that are separate. Everything doesn't have to be all at the same time.
Yep. It's hard. It was hard not having her on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but it was also a relief, which also felt guilty. So, you know, you're going to have all the emotions, and you have to balance what's right for them and what's right for you. Right. And you cannot relive your childhood with your parents if they are suffering from cognitive disease.